Hello, everybody. Good afternoon from Thailand. My name is Noparat Bamroongrugsa. I'm an expert at Bamroongrugsa University in Faculty of Environmental Management. Actually, yesterday we talked about mangrove in general. However, today I will attend to mangrove in the basin. The basin we call basin mangrove, which may be different from the ocean coastline mangrove. My concentration been placed on the lake where we are working here. We call the Songkla Lake. In other words, somebody said it's not the lake, it should be a lagoon because it had a small little mouth connected to the sea. So this lagoon, because mangrove in a lagoon, or somebody called lake, So my concentration will be on the lake of lagoon mangrove, and also in the basin, because the place we are working now in the Songkla Lake Basin, and also the other place up north we call Pak Panang Basin. In Pak Panang Basin, there are mangroves that grow in the flood plain or swampy area. But however, this away from the sea. Basin mangrove normally away from the sea, from the coastal line of the sea. Okay, so like yesterday, we had little time to discuss or to talk. However, during my presentation, you may ask the questions, or you can leave the message in the box later on. I can answer you later on. The topic today will be on lagoon, mangrove or basin mangrove. Also, my concentration will be placed on our research, our restoration technique in the basin, and what other things? Some experiment that were carried out in this area. Okay. That is the area we are going to concentrate. Well, this is the lake. We call Songkla Lake in southern Thailand. Okay. With this very narrow mouth of the lake connected to the bay, not connect to the sea. We call Thai Gulf here. So this lake should be lagoon because seawater can move into this lake. This the connection between this part, we call southernmost part of the lake, and middle part, and even north there, up north there. There is a small water body there. So this should, because of the lagoon environment, and seawater can move into the lagoon or lake, that we call. The salinity of the lagoon varied quite a lot, In the rainy season, rainwater from surrounding area flow into the lagoon. Therefore, the salinity of the lagoon area. Flood with fresh water in rainy season because fresh come from rainwater. However, in the dry season, seawater move in, maybe up to the northern parts, where is about 80 kilometers away from the mouth. Here, salinity quite low in dry season, or very, very low, 1 to 2 to 3 parts per thousand. Why in this area, close to the mouth, maybe 20, 30, something like that in dry season. But in the rainy season, all fresh water. Okay, so it varies. However, when we consider the mangrove, that yesterday we used to mention that mangrove grow in the saline water or salty water. What species of mangrove can grow? Okay, species here tend to be the mangrove that that grow well in the salty environment. Here tend to be brackish water. What species can grow? And up there, what species can grow? And in the basin here, around here used to be the sea before, so the soil it becomes a swampy area at the moment, swampy area, but the soils around here is still salty, a little bit salty. So one species of mangrove can grow very well and become economic plant is Nipah fruticans. So I will show you about this economic mangrove and how people make use of it, in this area, this own basin. So now we understand that this lagoon, not really the lake, and the salinity of water in rainy season, most of them is fresh, but in dry season, it varies, salty to brackish and to almost fresh out here. But some year it become very little, only 1 to 2 to 3 parts per thousand up here. Okay, now we go to see what happened there. This is a mangrove at the Songkhla Lake or at the lagoon. It's dominated by one species all around the lake, which is Soneratia species. Soneratia cassiolaris grow well almost on around the lake, except at the mouth of the lake. Okay, so this area not far from the mouth of the lake because water salinity is still high. You can see some mangrove there, but with the erosion occur, it's a root of some mangrove that can protect the shoreline. Okay, that's from yesterday. Mangrove are found in the 23 coastal province in Thailand, which fall into two geographical zones: the coast of the Gulf of Thailand and the coast of the Andaman Sea. That information I presented yesterday already. The coast of the Gulf of Thailand cover 17 provinces, whatever, extended from eastern region through the central regions to the southern of Thailand, while the Andaman coast cover 6 provinces. Okay. For detailed information, you can ask for my presentation for PowerPoint for the slide later on. But today I may say only roughly because I can show you many things instead of reading through one slide. It may take a long time. Okay, you can ask for the slide later on if you are interested in. Okay, this is the lake mangrove. Okay, and this in the area in the middle lake. Sonority still dominate. Okay. Still, this is not really natural because we try to grow it. We grow sonority around here too, because a lot of mangrove were were clear, and people cut it for the other purposes. And our team, our group, tried to grow about 10 years ago. Well, in some area, that's what we've been talk in detail later on. This we restore some mangrove in the what do you call it, sludge from the chim pond, because they release the sludge from the pond to the area and destroy many mangrove, and we try to restore. Okay. This Sonoratia casuaris is growing along the shore of fishing ground. That the mangrove we try to put in. Okay, they're not easy to be successful, but we try very hard. What happened? We try with seedling, about 1 meter high, because the lakes about 1.5 meter deep. 1.5 meter, but in dry season, in some season, okay, water is low. So when the water is low, we put this seedling into the lake, particularly during fresh water. We used to try in the sun water when in dry season, most of them die. So if water is fresh, I mean salinity is low, it's much better for Sonoratia. Okay. There's some mangrove growing there. Okay. When you can see it's a natural mangrove, and this is a new planting mangrove. Some of them die because the salinity is high. We try with salinity in different seasons. Some of them die, some of them survive, you know. But very, I think not much percentage survive. When this area in the basin where the chim ponds are situated in that area, they discharge the what do you call it? Discharge muddy or some of them are toxic substances to the mangrove area and cause the mangrove die too. And they clear the mangrove, and after that they discharge some chemical or some muddy soil deposit around here and cause the mangrove die. And did you see that? This is caused by chim pond, muddy, they discharge to the area, muddy soil. And after that we try to restore this area. We have a technique to restore. So we'll tell you later. In the lake, you can see this kind of palm, we call Nipah palm. Nipah palm that normally grow in the brackish water. It's better grow better if the water is fresh or with low salinity, particularly in the basin with low salinity. The soil salinity is low, so this palm grow very well. And this is an economic palm, plants of the people in the area. Okay? This palm, you see, in the basin, Nipah palm, one of the mangrove palm, grow with rice, this is paddy field. Okay, paddy field. They grow quite okay. Okay. I will talk to you. I will tell you about the function or the importance of this Nipah palm, because people use a lot of Nipah palm for many purposes. Nipah palm, the name is Nipah fruticans. Is the name, okay? Because mangrove palm, see there, Nipah fruticans. They grow in the fresh water very well. However, it has capacity to grow in the salty water too, but the sun water stun the growth. It grow only a short stem. No, if the water is fresh enough, grow taller. and higher and more healthier than in the salty water. You see the palm grow probably here it's fresh water, close to fresh water in the Pedifin. Okay, it grow very well. Okay, this in a canal or creek, that water, brackish water, this Nipa grow, Nipa palm. Okay, and people use a lot of this in the basin. Okay, in the eastern tropic, Nipa Pruticans may form dense colony on Eustachian muds. This pure stands of Nipa palm extend for hundreds of hectares in eastern Sumatra and part of Borneo, the other country. Because Nipa can grow in many countries, particularly in Africa, in Nigeria. What the other one? And then many countries there, in cotton zone, there are plenty of Nipa palm. In other situations, dicotyledonous mangrove species occur with the Nipa palm. Nipa palm produce large quantity of sugar-rich sap that can be used for ethanol production as well. Nipa palm has been reported to have ethanol gene ranging from 6,480 to 20,000 liters per hectare, which make it several times more productive than the sugar cane. Nipa palm can be tapped after they are 5 years old and continue to produce until they are about 50 or more than that. This pretty interesting mangrove palm. Mysterious ethanol super crop in June 26 from Belpat. There is one underutilized and mysterious species of tropical palm. This palm grows very well in our area in the basin, which hold a lot of promise when it comes to ethanol production in the tropic, and which is seldom or never mentioned in the literature. Nipa palm produce a vast amount up to 20 tons of sugar. It depends from source to source. It depends on management too, up to 20 tons of sugar per hectare of sugar-rich sap that can be tapped and is traditionally used to brew alcohol. Since the sugar-rich sap is easily fermentable, up to 90 barons or 1,000 or 14,300 liters of ethanol can be obtained. Okay, compared with the sugar cane, which is up to 2 times more. Okay, and compared with the corn at about 250 gallons per hectare. So that this farm is quite interesting. If you have a basin there and the soil is the soil is with some salinity or brackish water or whatever, this palm grow quite well. Okay? This is the fruit of that palm. And also in endosperm, you can eat this edible, very good to eat, particularly during the younger time. This germination occurs, and after that, the drop into the water or drop into the soil around when the water come or when the rainy season, it float along the area and move to other places, migrate to many places. Nipa palm ethanol super crop that I told you before is. Early study indicate that the Nipa palm is an energy powerhouse capable of producing repeat again. The way the people tap the sugar, from this palm. Okay, that they cut it and slice, and after that they use a bamboo container to get it and boil and get sugar. Okay. This is the period or the right stage of making sugar when the fruit is ripened enough. They work with the stalk of the fruit. But about this stage, anyway, they can use flower or inflorescence stalk too. But sugar sap is less than this stage. That's what they said. Management to get sugar that important. You have to manage it, by several techniques, beating or softening the stock. This stock that can be used. This one, they use this one. This stock. Okay, bending, beating to make it softer. After that, you cut. Some of them that use food to soften the stalk. Okay, and after the cut at the other end of the stalk and slice and make after that the sap sugar sap been move out. The treatment can be performed at various stages of development, starting 2 to 6 months after flowering. That may be good time. Even the flowering, yes, okay. The inverse inflorescence is then chopped. I mean, the stalk. This one is pretty technical word. It's chopped off to ensure sap flow and cut surface of the peduncle should be reduced or shaped by slicing 1 to 2 millimeter off twice a day. And internode of the bamboo or another container is hung or tied to the peduncle to collect sap. The duration of the sap tapping depends on the length of the peduncle. In some owner take about a month, 2 months to finish one stalk. And that's the way they slice. They cut and let the sap flow up here. Okay. They cut one every morning or sometime in the afternoon as well, 2 times a day. Just slicing, not cut, slicing. The small piece. Right? Small piece. Economically, cotton villager in the basin earn their income from the palm in several ways. Most importantly, in Nepal sugar production, the product that I said before, with 8 tapeable months per year, almost all the year. Why the other season they didn't do they do not work on sugar tapping? Because in the rainy season, the area normally flooded by water. It's not easy for them to enter the area, so they let the palm have a rest for 4 months or 5 months a year. But some of them they work on the year round. They use small boat going to the sea, even in the rainy season. Nepal sap is sort of sugar. It contains about 14 to 17% of sucrose. Sap is collected from the mature fruit stalk in percent after almost full-grown fruiting head of the had been cut. Okay. In Thailand, sugar sap flow, however, depend on proper preparation of the stalk. How to prepare the stalk is important. It was found from the experiment that beating the stalk with a wooden mallet at a time every other day, and in 20-day cycle, and then severing the top stalk portion with a tapping knife gave the highest yield of sugar per stalk. Okay. By contrast, beating 20 times, it depends on the preparation. In some places they got a lot, some places they got less because they don't know how to prepare the stalk to get sugar. Okay. Yes. Early studies show that 2 to 4 peduncle per plant can be used. But later experience in Papua New Guinea indicate that it is preferable to tap only 1 per plant. Depend on. If the plant is healthy enough, you can use more than 1. When the palm are harvested for thatching, when some people use leaf of this palm for thatching, for roof, From my study, from our observation, we think that if you want sugar, you better avoid or not working with the leaf for thatching or for roofing. You wait only for sugar alone, because otherwise the product from photosynthesis will move to other part of the plant instead of become sugar. So this has to be very careful. Yes, the bamboo. Okay. Sap flow, however, depend on preparation. I talked before. Yield is low and lasts only a few days. If it is not done to stimulate the flow, the stalk is beaten 40 to 50 times daily for 3 days, and then it is stopped for 10 days. The beating cycle are then repeat constantly for a second, third time. Presumably, the breathing prevent vascular vessel blockage before food absorption. What we don't know yet, because of what? Why we have to beat it or to soften it. Yeah? And after we collect the sap, small drops in flow. So we have some container to collect this drop, of the sap, and we convert this thing to the farmer converted to vinegar instead of for sugar, this for vinegar. Because it's thin after we cut it's thin drop. Okay. Normally, a mature tree produce 1/10 of the stock at any time. Tapping begin removing tins. Okay, that they talked before. That the way of preparation for sugar. Boiling, putting in the pan, and stir. So that they get sugar. This brown sugar. Okay. Now in Thailand it's quite expensive, how many? More than 1,000 baht for 20 kilo. But the price may be changed, they may be higher. Okay. Some of them they use this sap to make alcohol, it become alcohol. It's for preparation of alcohol from the sap of Nipa palm. Alcoholic fermentation is complete within 30 hours, resulting in an alcohol content of 6.2 to 9.5%. Therefore, the spontaneous acetic acid fermentation process. The process is utilized in the Philippines. The Philippines they do a lot too, where vinegar is produced by the natural acid fermentation. The acid content, however, remain low, 2 to 3%, as compared with the simple surface film method using pure Acetobacter species that use some kind of yeast. There, the final acetic acid content was 6.2 to 7.2, and the product could be dilute to 4% for commercial product. When the villager in the area, some of them they drink a lot of alcohol. So this is a cheapest source of alcohol and alcoholic beverage. When the conversion into sugar is done by first sieving and then boiling the sap in the steam pan, which is placed to over an earthen stove from the soil. Boiling take about 3 to 5 hours and is stopped as soon as the sap begin to form into various syrup. The pan is then removed from the stove, and the syrup is stirred with the spring wine to obtain a brown sugar. The conversion rate of the sap, okay, I mentioned before, but to repeat again, in Papua New Guinea, okay, that I repeat before, this Nipa palm, you have to understand that Nipa palm, the stem, its stem is underground. Above ground, in a shoot or leaf, in underground, like a coconut or other palm. Other palm, the stem is above ground, but this palm is underground, normally underground, in the mud, but the shoot above ground. You see the shoot above ground. You see that? This is the stem. So it can protect the coast or protect the river bank from erosion as well, because it's very hard and tough stem. Okay, this one. And creeping underground and produce the shoot above the ground. Okay. Nipa palm have several qualities that make them potentially sustainable. They are perennial that can be tapped for the year round. Tapping potential produce less waste than fruit production, such as with the oil palm. Last stand appear in the wine, meaning that it is possible to utilize wine growth rather than develop commercial plantation. When if anybody want to grow this palm for commercial, they should have enough enough land, and have to manage, have to learn how to prepare the stock, and probably you can get a very good sugar. Okay, this flower, the female, I did a female flower, did the male flower, in the same stock. Okay, the flower are globular inflorescence of the female flower at the tip, with catkin light red or yellow main flower in the lower branches. First flowering occurs 3-4 years after germination. Pollination is affected by fly. In the mature palm stand normally about 1/4 to 1/2 of the palm flower or fruit normally. The fruit mature in 5 to 6 months. In young fruits, the endosperm is liquid, becoming solid in older one. Okay. Why I talk about the palm quite a lot? Because in the basin, sometimes other mangrove cannot grow, but this palm grow quite well, grow very well, even in the brackish or fresh water. However, because of the stem, is underground, so the area have to be soft. The land has to be soft enough for the stem to run. Okay, so the basin is quite excellent place for the palm. Tapping of the palm can start from the level of the second version. Okay, the treatment can be performed very steady. Okay, I talked before, but repeat again. In the Pak Panang Basin, that where we live around here in Songkhla, this the basin. This basin here, the large area of the palm, about 3,200 hectares in the basin here, of the palm, even around here, the palm. The grow like that, but some areas not so healthy. If the seawater move in the salty water, the palm look not so healthy. The trunk of the stem of the palm is under mud. Only the leaf project upwards. The largest natural palm plant are found in Indonesia. Indonesia is a lot, 700,000. Papua New Guinea 500,000, and the Philippines 8,000 hectares. However, in many countries, they still don't know how to get sugar from the palm. How to make use of this palm. You see, the palm, this stem. It is new stem, underground stem. New one still germinated. It becomes the stem later on. And a new shoot come up. Okay. This is an area where we live, a lot of chim pond. They discharge waste and salt water into the area. It used to be paddy field before, but now all died. This Palmyra palm, died. See there? And after that, we try to restore the palm in the abundant chim pond. See, it can be grown. And that from my experimentation about 10 years ago, growing the palm in the abundant chim pond. Okay? And we make the hole and grow it there. See, this small seedling. Okay. This is a paddy field that our experimentation growing this palm. Okay. That's our early state of fermentation, and after that they grow quite well, and we grow with a rubber tree. This is a rubber tree. The palm. Well, it's okay. It can work two types of crops, 2 times of crop together. But however, for rubber tree, they grow not quite well because the soil around here it turned to be brackish, brackish water in some season, but they grow. Mangrove restoration in the area affected by chim pond sludge. Okay, now next one is from our experimentation. We try to restore mangrove in the area affected by chim pond sludge. Okay. A significant proportion of the recent losses of mangrove can be assigned to the chim farming activity. Although in global terms, the impact is still relatively limited. Philip showed that substantially less than 5% of the global mangrove resources had been lost to wastewater effluent discharged from the intensive aquaculture. Because of this discharge. Pond discharge includes 3 different categories. Nutrient discharge, drug and antibiotics, and chemical discharge from the chim pond, or even from aquaculture pond. Nutrients and organic waste from overfeeding might have an environmental impact because of their high density and amount. Okay. The experiment was undertaken at the Papanang Basin at our work to investigate the impact of discharge chim farm sludge on the mangrove restoration, and to explore the mangrove species which show the greatest potential for restoration in the sludge affected area. Okay, this chim pond, okay, they discharge the sludge here, and most of mangrove around here die, okay, because of the sludge. After 1 crop or 2 crop of harvesting, after that they discharge some waste to the mangrove forest and kill a lot of mangrove around here. Because of high stocking density, there is a build-up of dissolved organic matter from metabolized and decomposition of the uneaten feed in the pond. An increase in the stocking rate will also bring about the precipitation of the pond bottom as a result of leftover feed and chim feces. Okay, that's from our picture. You can see that man used to be all mangrove area around here. After that, they turned to chim pond. Okay, and this on the area that is discharged by chim pond. The major content of the waste are ammonia, that urea, carbon dioxide, amino acid, protein, fat, carbohydrate, fiber, mineral, and bacteria, which will be later charged from the pond. Okay, that's what composition of the material they discharge. It had been reported within a chim stocking density of 30 to 40 animals per meter. The average harvest of a 5 to 6 ton per hectare crop with a good feed conversion ratio of 2 45 10 to 20 ton of feed input on a day waste basis. Only about 20% of the feed is incorporated. Only 20% used into chim biomass, while approximately 8 to 10 ton of the feed end up at a weight. So only 20%, used for chim, but the rest of them become waste. See there, to the pond, they suck the waste already there, throw into the area. See, and the mangrove die. So our objective of experiment is to study was to investigate the impact of chim farm sludge discharge on the restoration of mangrove, and to explore the mangrove species which show the greatest potential for restoration in the sludge affected area. Okay, mangrove restoration experiment. That's our overall experiment that was, I would say, 7 years ago. Seedling and propagule of 7 species, namely Rhizophora, Picrota, Rhizophora, with the total of 7,000 plants were grown in the area of 5.6 hectares at the completely my design. We try to attend. The first test for mangrove planting during the sludge deposition. Very important. We try to grow mangrove on the fresh sludge using the seedling of Rhizophora. Seedling, back seedling, but we say all of them die in the fresh sludge. Okay, so try to avoid growing in a fresh sludge or fresh muddy soil like that, with waste. But you see that there's some area that we try to to restore degraded mangrove area as affected by shrimp sludge. And see that? Restoration of mangrove species on the area affected by sludge at the 3 years after the end of the sludge deposition. The 3 years. After 3 years, okay, when the sludge dry out, or long enough, we put some mangrove seedling there. They grow. Okay, but we try to grow from the proper cocoon instead of from seedling. From the seedlings or small plant, most of them die. If we grow from the proper cocoon, what I said before yesterday, they adapt themselves, adapt its strength, to the new environment, slowly adapted, and they grow quite okay and look healthy. Okay, that grow from the proper cocoon, yeah, and we went there and measure and check. Reservoir species show good growth if they were not killed by drought. Some of them survived with more than 60% were dead. Plant in moist soil with stronger proper cocoon might tolerate drought better than those plants with seedling. Okay. However, in comparing the former study conducted at the final year of sludge deposition on 14 potential species, it's what found that only Rhizophora micronata and Rhizophora apicauta grown from the proper cocoon survive 40%. Why most of the plants grown from the back seedling were dead, indicating that the fresh and salty sludge was not suitable for the mangrove planting. Okay. Therefore, it is advisable that restoration of the mangrove in shrimp pond sludge should avoid the wet sludge periods. If without alternative, growing with proper cocoon, such as for those of Rhizophora species, instead of using seedling would be successful because of the better adaptive ability. There, we also try to grow in the abundant shrimp pond. So they, after they work for some years, they leave or left the pond to be abundant, and we try to restore with species, different species of mangrove there, okay? And then they grow quite well after that. They grow after 1 year, 2 years, become like that. It's abundant. That's our measurement to check how tall, how high, what the survival rate. Okay, you see that on the new restore species of mangrove in the shrimp pond, in the abandoned shrimp pond. Now we go to Songkhla Lake. We pass through the basin. Now go to the lake or to the lagoon. That we are going to concentrate. Songkhla Lake in South Thailand had an area of about 1,040 square kilometers, 75 kilometers long, and 20 kilometers wide. The lagoon, located in the latitude 780 to north, and you can see that the lake is quite typical of the combination of lowland lacustre environment. The lake system comprises 3 main parts, that I showed you before. Up there, we call Telenoi, big one, a small one, and the medium one, and the southern one. However, the Songkhla Lake system may be divided into 4 distinct parts, but form an interconnected ecosystem of Telesap Songkhla. It connected each other. Okay, go past through that. Estimate total mangrove area, approximately 80% of, is found on the west coast of the peninsula or Andaman Sea coast, while the remaining 20% extinct along the coastline of Thailand. This about Thailand. In 2004, however, the mangrove area of Thailand were estimated to increase. I think I mentioned yesterday already. To hectare. It reduced a lot, after 40 years. Where this is a lagoon mangrove in the area near the mouth that connect to the sea. And the mouth is very narrow. I would say how many, I'm not quite sure, about 400, 500 meter wide at the mouth, of the lake, the mouth of the lagoon. It connect to the sea. So when it connect to the sea, it should not be a lake, it should be lagoon. So some mangrove that close to the mouth. You can see different variety of mangrove there. Aquaticum aureum and the Sonoritia, some of Abyssinia even grew there, because the salinity is quite high, or high enough. And we move further, you can see Sonoritia. Sonoritia normally dominate in the less salty water, in the brackish water. Sonoritia dominant there. The lake is actually a sea level coastal lagoon, varying from fresh to salty water in a various location and season. It is natural resource of the great value, which support a population of about 1 million, more than 1.5 million around the basin. As a result of the decrease of mangrove forest, which support fishery as well as rapid population growth, the available fishery resources have been reduced markedly in the last few decades. Thus, mangrove restoration around the lake is needed immediately to solve the problem. Experimentation has been carried out to explore the most suitable technique as well as to extend the growing area of the Sonoritia, the most suitable mangrove that we found. However, one species may not be enough. You can put the other family of other species as well, because to make a forest. Because if one species may not be adequate for some kind of organism living there, including marine animal or other fish or other animal living in the lagoon. Okay, this is the lagoon or lake. Here about the mangrove here seems to be different from mangrove around here. There, okay, the species. In number of species here, more number of mangrove species, but here tend to be less and dominated by few species, or mainly Sonoritia. Rainfall across the basin average 2,000, but it is highly seasonal, resulting in flood in the wet season and pronounced water deficit in the dry season. Mean relative humidity is 79 degrees with a minimum. February and March 76. Okay, this is about the story. You can check later on after my presentation, because you can ask for the PowerPoint presentation. You can write it down. You can check later on. Okay. The climate is generally suitable for western season paddy production and some tree crop, such as rubber and fruit tree as well as forestry. It is not well suited to crops such as oil palm, forest production. I did show you yesterday about the aerating route or breathing route of mangrove. At a transition zone between terrestrial and aquatic ecosystem, mangrove area form an important nursery and breeding area for juvenile fish. I learned this from yesterday. It is a habitat, important habitat at the breeding and feeding ground for prawn and shrimp. Okay. Less than 1% of the total mangrove area of Thailand is found in the Songkhla Lake Basin, but most of these had been severely degraded, or converted to agriculture or other purpose, or other uses. They are clear. They are being clear quite a lot, now. That one, you see that for chimpon, paddy field destruction by chimpanzee, the paddy field, because the price of chimp was very high at that time, but now, the price of rice seems to be higher. So how can you change? You change the land to grow rice because it becomes salty already. How many years to wait for? I think, why not you grow the palm there, the palm that I mentioned earlier, because the palm can absorb the sun, because it accumulates sun if you eat the leaf or of a trunk of Nepal palm. It tend to be salty. That's why I think it's okay that this species can absorb the sun. Why not we grow Nepal palm? And after that, once we obtain the fruit, we have to cut the leaf out, take the sun out of the area. Within 10 years or 20 years, that I imagine it can be fresh water again instead of salinity can be get it off. It become a normal soil for growing rice again, but it take a long time. But anybody know how to change this salty land after chimpon and grow? We convert to rice field again. If you know how to do, please tell me. You see, the Palmyra palm on net, because of salty soil caused by waste from the chimpon, and the rice field, the paddy field, become useless. The whole area of Songkhla Lake is divided according to salinity distribution, in which season different pattern can be clearly recognized. The pattern indicates an existence of the salinity phase after mixing of sun and fresh water for considerable dimension. In dry year, however, the salinity of the lake system may vary from 1 to 5 ppt at the northernmost, but to over 20 ppt at the southernmost, or close to the mouth of the lake. Seasonal variation of the water salinity depends upon seawater from the open sea and run off from the upper lake area and river around the lake. There is turbidity increase caused by the transportation of sediment from the canal and river and by the wind action to the bottom agitation in shallower parts. Okay. This is what you call the water regime in terms of salinity. This kilometer away from the mouth of the lagoon, close to the mouth of the lagoon, the salinity is quite high. Okay, in wet season and dry season. Okay, which one is the wet season? This salinity is high. This should be dry season. This salinity is low. This rainy season. Okay. In some area, only 1 ppt, and some area 2 parts per thousand. This area, people who had the paddy field, they used to add why in 1 year they use water from the lagoon for the paddy field, and most of the rice not produce seed at all. It grow well, it's flower, but no seed, no rice. Because they suck the water, they use the water from the northern part, they normally eat here. But in 1 year, in dry season, the salinity here is up to 3 to 4. And they use that water for their paddy field. Because of the salinity, not enough to stop graining, stop rice from having grain. Do you think so? In the northern part, far from the sea, far from the mouth of the lake. The people around here, they work, they earn their living by working on paddy field, and they use the water from here, drain to the field. But in 1 year, the salinity here is quite high, and enough to stop graining of rice, become grain. Because Songkhla Lake system undergo an annual cycle of salinity corresponding to the wet and dry season. The season also caught variation in water depth and duration of flooding. It had been observed that under such variation in hydrological condition of the lake, mangrove species such as Sonoratia, Rhizophora, Exocaria dominate shoreline of the lake, but at very uneven distribution, particularly these many species at the close to the mouth of the lagoon or the lake, but up north, mostly Sonoratia. That's why we try to restore. How can we restore? What species should be suitable to the area? Depending on where to grow. We put some species in the middle part of the lake and northern part. We know that the species around here mainly, at the back we saw some Sonoratia. So we try to add Sonoratia, in the area here. That this dig up by some company or whatever, the soil here. So they left the soil empty. We try to grow Sonoratia there, and they grow quite well, even in the soil that was dug from the lake, and we go there and we measure what the height, the growth, leaf number, or whatever, after time to time. You see, there, that we grow Sonoratia there. It grow okay, it grow quite well. 1 year after planting on the ridge. Even in the water, we just try experimentation. Sonoratia grown in a permanently flat water with a well-developed pneumatophore. That everything root come out. There. This one, Sonoratia there. Resource and development on mangrove to improve environment degradation of Songkhla Lake had been carried out at 3 locations of the lake. That for our experiment, because the season variation of water availability in the lake depends upon seawater from the open sea and runoff from the upper lake area and river around the lake. Therefore, the criterion to select this location to plant mangrove depends on the distance away from the lake's mouth, which was narrow and opening to the sea. To the lagoon mouth, not lake. In Thailand, we call lake, but actually it is lagoon. Okay? That Sonoratia seedling about 1 meter high, and put in a water close to the bank of the lagoon there, because we want fish, marine animal to stay there, because it had been clear quite a lot around here, so we try to restore mangrove again. We try by try and error, which was the best one. Also, in the basin, we try to put different species and selection which one is good or the best one to expand later on. That in the chimpon, some of them they grow only for 6 months, and after that wind and die, winding and die. We spend a lot of money too, because we have to test, try to do which one is the best one. You see that the area that's at the beginning and after that, what happened? The salinity regime for its experiment site were also selected at the Sonti, brackish, perennially fresh or most part of the year. The total of 8.8 hectares from on sites were planted with selected mangrove species suitable to each site. For example, Sonoratia casuarich, located for open experimentation. The result from this research can be applicable to mangrove restoration and development program of the lake or lagoon with long coastal area or other area with fluctuation in water salinity to select the suitable mangrove species. Fresh or brackish water is ideal for Sonoretia caracillaris during early growth. When what happened? If we grow this Sonoretia in dry season with high salinity, this seedling, because in dry season the salinity of the lagoon is high, of the lake is high. We found that most of them die. So we have to put in to grow in the what do you call low salinity season. And after they're strong enough, they can tolerate to salty water. But at younger state of newly replanted, we found not tolerate to salty water. Okay, then we try with Sonoretia seedling. Since salt tolerant mechanism slowly develop, most of mangrove seedling need fresh water for early growth. This from overfinding. Yeah. I don't know anybody know more than this because that from over experimentation with Sonoretia. We try to grow and water with fresh water. Water with fresh water, okay, they grow very well, establish very well. But what happens if we water with brackish water or salt water? They die. They die. That's why we think at early stage, early growth, fresh water. Hello? Hello, your question, please? Hello? No question. Okay. Where and what to grow? Look at the indicator plants. That's the other story. If you want to restore mangrove, you want to plant mangrove, if that area you never seen any mangrove at all, please stop doing it. Because the nature not allowed to grow. Maybe wind or wave or even salinity effect. So if you see at least one single plant grow, you have a hope. You have a hope to expand more. This indicator plant indicator that you can expand. Without mangrove at all, I think have to consider very carefully. This from our work, after 5 years after planting, you see. And fishermen told me that, okay, we can catch a lot of fish around here. Because fish and marine animals come here to stay there, they catch more fish. Because of this mangrove, this Sonoretia growing. Mangrove seedling may suffer from butterfly worm or fungus, but after the season recover can be observed, okay? Sometimes the worm eat the leaf, so look not healthy. However, when the worm, during the time of worm eating, there are plenty of birds come here. The birds visit here and eat the worm, and some of them drop with the water. The worm drop with the water, and fish come. I think that can be good in a way, because you have plenty of leaf there, and the worm come. When the worm come, birds come. Birds come, and some of them drop with the water, and the fish come. Well, that's the other story, Sin water condition of the lake vary with season, fresh or low saline condition for 6 to 8 months, and salty or high salinity for 3 to 4 months are normal for lake water. That the experiment has been conducted during the such period. Okay, that we test, we our experiment there, try to restore in the lake in the you see there, we spend a lot of time, and money, try to restore mangrove in the area. The water is very shallow. I would say 20, 30 centimeter high, the water deep, water depth. Okay, so we put this mangrove there. It has been observed that re-establishment of the Sonoratia carciloris after planting was affected by water salinity that I mentioned before. High salinity usually damage the transplanted seedling during re-establishment. Therefore, an experiments had been conducted to explore the most suitable water salinity for re-establishment of the seedling. 6 treatments for applying seedling with water resistance of 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 30 parts per thousand were provided. In addition, another experiment with 6 treatments of Sonoratia seedling growth in water with varying level had been also conducted. So we try to do experiment to answer the question. Oh, because the degree of water density of the lake vary with season and is distant from the lake amount. Such experiment has been conducted to investigate the effect of salinity relocation. You can ask for the slides later on. Away from the lake mouth, the pattern of salinity regime, however, are salty, brackish, and nearly fresh water from the sea. It has been observed from this study that re-establishment of Sonoratia after transplanting was affected by salinity regime. At the North district, where the salinity was very low or near fresh water all the year round, for example, height of the plant at 5 months, height of the plant at 5 months is similar to those plant grown after 12 months or 1 year at the lake mouth. Why? At the lake mouth, the salinity is high. But up north, away from the mouth, only 5 months, the growth, the height is quite similar. 5 months to 12 months, 5 similar, and it's the same. Even the time different, indicating that freshwater stimulate growth of Sonoratia carciloris. At Cornwall district, however, where the salinity is relatively high, higher than the other 2 sites, and the higher salinity exits longer than the brackish water. Plant grown in the moist soil had greater growth than those in water. The reason for this could be due to the availability of oxygen on the land for root respiration, water than in the water. Okay. After we know something, okay, community participation is very important. How can you ask the community or people in the area to join to replant or to grow mangrove? If you put the wrong species in the wrong place, you will be very embarrassing, because die on. So you try to put the right species on the right place, and people come and they are happy after few years of planting. They will see the tree growing. Okay. In one day, we invited hundreds of people to join our activity on planting mangrove. Okay. See, we teach them how to grow. We see them how to look after for the people in the area. Okay, that our test, our experiment. We had a salinity test from pure water, low salinity, and high salinity. What effect to the plant? How effect? Just for rough idea, not much in detail of small thing. Just to test what salinity is important. See, this for salinity test. Okay, this is very low salinity. High salinity, standard growth. Low salinity, lower salinity, plant grow high. Yeah. See that salinity we test 65, 55 part per thousand. This 45. Okay, this about I cannot remember now. But higher salinity cause damage to plant. This for Rhizophora. Okay. This is interesting species we call Sapium indicum. Sapium indicum, it grow very well at the black, what do you call, at the higher zone of mangrove. It tends to be a white mangrove or red mangrove. You know, it associate mangrove. It mixed together because this one it grow in the basin quite well too. This did grow very well, and people use it fruit as a medicine, and also used for what do you call insecticide. Also, this one. People told me that if you have cut one branch of this tree, put in the paddy field, you know, you won't see any what do you call others worm or some kind of the seed, you know, in the paddy field. They put this leaf of Sapium indicum in the paddy field. Even for crab, you know, we call paddy field crab. They're not moved into the area. I don't know this right or wrong. You can taste for them. And we try different salinity. You treat it fresh water, fresh and low salinity and high salinity. Okay, high salinity, you know, it's shorter than low salinity. This close to fresh water. They grow very well. Yeah. So in your case, you can check salinity of the soil. If too salty, you have to be careful. This species grow very badly. Okay, but in the basin, most of the basin area, this species grow. You will see everywhere, almost everywhere in the basin. This for Sapium indicum. Did our test after time to time, you know that 55, 45, the zero salinity of the water in there. That Rhizophora, okay, higher salinity, die, winding and die. Zero fresh water, good. But sea water that about 30, you know that ocean water or sea water above 30, that's for ocean water. If you grow in ocean water, it's not very good. Should have some fresh water to mix, you know, to get a good result. Planting solitary in the ridge in the lake, okay, that's from our work. We work in the area, and after a few years, what happened? You know, it's grow quite well. Yes. Okay. This is abundant chimpon. Now, I think after 10 years, most of abundant chimpon now become green with mangrove, but tend to be pure stand. We grow Rhizophora quite a lot, but at the moment we try to put other species in to get a mixed forest with different species, because we don't know what kind of animal, what kind of what do you call, what kind of disease, what kind of insect, what kind of fish prefer what species. Because in nature there is a mix of species mixing. Why not we try to mimic the natural forest? But at first, for pioneer species, we select one, the best one. But after that, we not let the nature to select and to grow it, put it more. Okay. The loss of mangrove and the deterioration in the hems of mangrove forest caused by major change in land use pattern have been both direct and indirect impacts on mangrove ecosystem and all other related coastal ecosystem. These include a reduction in the number of marine animals, a lot of area which provide protection against wave, wind, and coastal erosion, an increase in the quantity of pollutants and sediment. This has affected both the quality of life of people in coastal community and natural. Okay, one. The mangrove area of Thailand, I mentioned yesterday already. This one now, the loss of mangrove by a rate of 3.4% per year. This from yesterday. Okay, Some of you may miss yesterday lecture. So today I may try to emphasize again. The strategy for managing mangrove resource in the Gulf of Thailand. In order to manage Thailand depleted mangrove along the coast of Gulf of Thailand, the Department of Marine and Coastal Resources will cooperate with the other relevant agencies, local non-government organizations, and local communities. A management strategy for the mangrove of the coast of the Gulf of Thailand has been prepared, which will act as a framework to preserve mangrove productivity and support integrated economics, social, and ecological mangrove use. The objective, mangrove manage Thailand mangrove resource in the Gulf of Thailand area through multi-sector participation to provide a stable, balanced ecosystem which can support Thai society and economy and the environment and provide a good quality of life for the public. This is the objective of this strategy. This from the Thai government for marine and coastal resource. Okay. What is strategy? Strategy to do that. Strategy 1. Conservation and restoration and the increase in mangrove area. Strategy 2. Promote the sustainable use of mangrove resources. Strategy 3. Support coordinate participation in the development of the mangrove resource in the Gulf of Thailand. Strategy 4. Develop databases and undertake research to conserve, restore, and use mangrove resources sustainably. Strategy 5. Establish appropriate mangrove area for the demolition site. This is important. Where is the demolition site? You look now, they just grow, mangrove grow and grow. What happened? Most of them die, not successful. So you must have a demolition site, at least 1 acre or 2 acres to show them, okay, you use it and grow like this, and it will be successful. Sometimes, 5 years after they grow well, but after that they die. Because a lot of them change, even what you call sea level rise. Sea level rise because of global warming. Sometimes it puts mangrove back, further from the original area. Yeah. Strategy 6. Evaluation and monitoring of the result of the mangrove management and specification of performance indicator. This one I did for mangrove management in Thailand, by the government. Now you see that, because of sea level rise or not, they don't know, they used to be mangrove area. And after that, it moved back. But some of them, their roots still living there. It's good for coastal protection. This exocarya colocha. So you can see the massive, strong root system. Okay, this our experiment. This is good for coastal protection. It's good, the root system. You can see the root system. Well, we also asked Buddhist monk to join. we invite on professional people, on everybody in that area. Please come and join us, because of the tree grow. They love the forest. They try to preserve the forest, because that come from their own work. You see, people in that area, they join and work. A Buddhist monk also join working. After period of growth, after period of replanting and fishing. Okay, that this day we carry the seedling to the place we want to grow. Okay, that seedling we go by this boat to the point we want to plant. This Songkhla Lake, you see, they change a lot now. It becomes shallower. Songkhla Lake, the lagoon. 40, 50 years ago was deeper, but now shallower. because of sedimentation and also decaying of water plant, decaying and deposit there and become shallower. I don't know in the future, in 100 years, it becomes a football field or not, can be the football field for for people to play football because of the position or sedimentation of the lagoon. When this quite interesting too. This is a mud flat. This come from the west from the Chimport. They throw the weight into here with muddy soil. If we do not disturb or do anything, what happened after 1 year, 2 years? When nature can grow something there, it grows naturally. This is a Avicennia seedling. It carried by water around here. Come to here and they grow. Without our man-made or restoration by man, nature can grow also. So please do not disturb them. Nature can do as well. Yet in some area, we invite the people to watch, to see our work and how to grow. That for public awareness, or enforcement for them to love mangrove. Yes, that our experiment in the lake. Yes, this one after one year, I think, for Sonoratia, we grow Sonoratia. This test experiment in the different water. Oh, this we also test for Rhizophora in 5, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20 part per thousand of salinity. Okay, 0, 5, okay, but and farther, and they die. Not so much in here. Data for Rhizophora in water. Yes, eventually, it become muddy. Sedimentation occur. Animal move in, crab over move in. Okay, this was our test before. Yes, did I show you before? But yes, I show you this one before. We measure the survival rate of this is Rhizophora. Rhizophora mostly not successful, but Sonoratia are successful then. That we take for salinity. Okay. Then after a few years, we working there and measure the growth of the plant, Sonoratia. That's important. This is important. From observation, in the soil close to the bank of the lagoon or the lake, there are plenty of Sonoratia out there. And it is seedling of Sonoratia that grow naturally. What happened? In rainy season, they grow very well. But in dry season, when sun water move in, they kill this seedling. Sun water kill the seedling, but fresh water keep it alive. Okay? That we try to establish. Sonoratia. Okay? We grow this. We grow this mangrove tree in water. It doesn't mean we grow on of the food of the lake, only close to the bank to preserve the bank erosion and also for marine animals to live in. If you grow all of that, cause trouble because it's trapped sediment, and probably the lake or lagoon becomes shallower. So grow only at the edge of the lake. That the day we growing. When that one species that the stone, but here no need to put stone in because of the mangrove root protect it. See, this is even on the sandy soil. It can grow. This is a root system. Okay, root system. Walk there. The students showed that for education. We ask the student to see and look and to learn. Okay. This so you see before that the palm grows that we growing the sofara. Okay. This person, this man, the Dr. Chichiro Kato, is going to teach you in the video next to this. That from Japan, Dr. Kato. He's expert in mangrove. So in the video, he will talk and we present to you with a lot of mangrove story. So after this, we will show you video about 20 minutes or half an hour. And I will leave you after this. You have an equation, probably you have a short one, and you can leave message in the box. I can answer you later. And you can see the presentation video by this man, Professor Dr. Kato, working with me on the slush, reflecting mangrove together. He's going to present to you in the video from now on. Okay, video. Okay, go ahead. Which one? So you can leave the question in the box if you want to, because I will going to leave the session. Okay, and show you the video. Oh, ไม่มาเป็นกดไม่มาแล้วเดี๋ยว in Japanese language, but some of them in Thai language, some of them in Indian, because we went to interview many places. This sponsored by what do you call Garden Rain Society of Japan, and also partly from JICA, and partly from sponsored by JICA, and what the other one? I forget it. Yeah. So go ahead, please, with the video on mangrove story, restoration, protection, coastal line, restore mangrove, and preserving the kind of thing, for 20 minutes or so. If you have questions, please leave message for me. Goodbye. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
mangrove plants has got its own system of roots as well as these branching systems. When the mangrove grows very close, they just become a biological barrier. So when the water comes and hit these roots first, it absorbs most of the energy. That's one reason why after crossing the mangroves, the speed of the water got reduced. We wanted to develop a small model, a community-based, at the same time science-centered approach to restore and conserve the mangrove forest. So we started our work in the Pichawara mangroves.
Our initial work here was rehabilitation of shrimp farm. Yeah, we started also with mapping program. We help them to map their forest, and we teach them how to use like GPS and compass, stuff like that.
この育苗場には2万本もの苗木が植林されるのを待っています。村人はマングローブの実や葉を利用してさまざまな商品にしています。村の人にとっては良い収入源です。このアカンサスの木の利用法を地域のリーダーが教えてくれました。
daun jeruju dari airnya, dari sarinya, sari jeruju. Dari daun jeruju yang diiris-iris sampai seperti ini, setelah itu disangrai.
この村の特徴はマングローブを利用しながら管理するという方法にあります。
When we first got here, we found like their forests are really good, yeah, and then the adjacent the life sanctuary area was really bad. This kind of mangrove forest management in wildlife sanctuary, actually I think this is the first kind in probably in Indonesia.
多くの村人がボランティアで保護区内の森林保全に従事しています。その場合に重要なのは森林の利用権です。
If they don't have the right, and then they can plant it, but other people will cut it. So this is just the beginning, but it's a very important step of the community managed mangrove forest for the future.
ここはインド・オリッサ州ビタラカニカ国立公園の一角。巨大な砂丘がサタベアの村とインド洋ベンガル湾を分けています。砂嵐が荒れ狂うとき、住民は何時間も家の中でじっとしていなければなりません。ここの住民は津波以前から砂丘による自然防壁の効果を体験していました。1999年、オリッサ州を巨大サイクロンが襲った時のことです。
サイクロンのଖାଲି ରେଡିଓରେ ତାର ଆବାଜ ପାଇଲା ମାନେ ଆମର ମାନେ ଆଶା ଭରସା ସବୁ ତୁଟେଇ ଦେଉ। କେତେବେଳେ କ'ଣ ହବ ଆଉ ଜୀବନ ପ୍ରତି ଭରସା ନଥାଏ। କାମ କ'ଣ କରିବୁ ଏଠି ଖାଲି ଯୋଉ ବାଲିକୁଦ ତାରି ପାଖରେ ଯିଏ ରହିବେ ତାଙ୍କୁ ଟିକେ ସୁବିଧା। ତାପରେ ସେ ଯୋଉ ଆଗ ଗାଁଟା ବାଲିକୁଦ ନାହିଁ ଖାଲି ବାତ୍ୟା ଖବର ଶୁଣିଲା ମାନେ ସିଏ ସିଫ୍ଟ ହେଇଯିବେ ଏ ଗାଁ।
この時サイクロンの猛威を抑えたのは砂丘の自然防壁でした。このことを村人たちは昔から知っていたのです。村人はまた砂の移動を利用して砂丘を作る方法も知っています。
ବାଡ଼ ପୋତିବା ଲକ୍ଷ୍ୟ ହେଉଛି ଯେ ସମୁଦ୍ର ଯୋଉ ବାଲି ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆମର ମାର୍ଚ୍ଚ ମାସ ଠାରୁ ପବନ ହୁଏ ଅଧିକା ସେ ବାଲି ଗୁଡ଼ାକ ଅଧିକ ଜୋରରେ ଉଡ଼େ ବାଲି ଉଡ଼ିକି ସେ ସମୁଦ୍ର ପାଖରୁ ବାଲି ଆସିକି ତେଣୁ ତାକୁ ପ୍ରୋଟେକ୍ସନ ପାଇଁ ବାଡ଼ଟା ଦିଆହେଇଛି ଆଉ।
南へ約1000キロ、タミルナドゥ州マダバメドゥ村。ここの村人も海の防壁を建設中です。
அந்த சுனாமி ஒவ்வொரு பகுதியிலும் மீனவ சமுதாயத்தை பயங்கரமாக சீரழிச்சுது. அந்த சீரழிவில் வந்து மடவமேட்டை வந்து ஓரளவுக்கு எல்லா ஊரை விட மடவமேட்டை வந்து ஓரளவுக்கு கம்மியான பாதிப்பை ஏற்படுத்துச்சு. அது எப்படி கம்மியான பாதிப்பை ஏற்படுத்துச்சுன்னா இடைப்பட்ட குண்டு மேடுகள் இருந்தது, மரங்கள் சவுக்கு மரங்கள்லாம் இருந்தது.
海岸の植林、サンゴ礁、砂丘が波の侵入を防ぐ自然の擁壁になることがここでもまた証明されました。スワミナタン研究所は以前からインド洋沿岸の自然防壁の建設を奨励してきました。
Our bioshield program has two components. One is the mangrove bioshield, the other one is non-mangrove bioshield. Non-mangrove bioshield means it includes sand dunes as well as the associated vegetations. That is we are developing a model on how the sand dunes as well as the multi-species bioshield can act as a barrier against various natural disasters in the coastal areas.
諏訪皆谷研究所はマダバメドの住民と協力して人工砂丘を建設しています。砂の安定には根が砂に食い込むスピニフェクスを植え、砂丘の村側にはヤシなどを植えています。生態学的に重要なものと経済的に役立つ植物を混ぜて植え、住民の収益と災害防止を両立させています。
In the entire program of disaster mitigation or disaster preparedness, this bioshield is only a component. The bioshield alone cannot save people and property. The other things are the location of the villages, the distance from the sea, as well as the elevation at which it is located.
地域が自ら自然防壁を作れるように研究所は知識・技術を提供しています。
If we give empowerment in the sense, provide the lands, ownership of the lands to the community, and then provide technical support to the community to raise the bioshield. And in that way, if you do, you can have this bioshield all along the entire Indian coast.
砂丘の貿易効果を考えて人々は砂嵐も耐えています。サンゴ礁も津波の勢力を弱める効果があったという報告があります。しかしスリランカではサンゴ礁がさまざまな脅威にさらされています。
Earlier on, we were more focusing on human causes because they were the more prominent degradation factors, including bad fishery practices, overexploitation, and dynamiting, and tourism development in inappropriate ways, and coastal development like harbor developments, and such things were the main human factors.
しかし破壊の原因はそれだけではありませんでした。
In 1998, we had the most severe coral bleaching event in the Indian Ocean, and we probably lost 80% of the corals in the southern coastline of Sri Lanka.
プラサナさんたちはサンゴが死滅していくのを黙って見ていることができませんでした。数年前からゴール市のすぐ北にあるルマサラ湾のサンゴの修復・保護活動を始めました。
Rumasal Reef is a special place in the sense that it was one of the most diverse coral and biodiverse reefs in the coastline even prior to 1998. But after 1998, we have a significantly more importance attached to it now because this is the only place where most of the corals survive now.
修復には膨大な労力と時間がかかりました。堆積していた死骸などを取り除き、生きているサンゴを救出することから始めました。サンゴに有害な外来生物も除去し、一つ一つサンゴを移植していきました。
In 1996, the reef suffered a major storm where a section of the reef was bulldozed down to ground level. And we started looking at the possibilities of how to rebuild this section back. So as a sideline activity, we started experimenting with different techniques of how to rebuild this section, how to reattach corals onto the reef substrates. And this was a trial and error process, but during that process, we gained a lot of experience and found out what works.
しかし1998年の発火が追い打ちをかけたのです。
It was essential that any attempt at surviving the coral reefs needed to go into restoration. Say a forest is degraded, you don't wait for the forest to grow back on its own, you replant it. So we had to look at restoration in a serious way.
サンゴ礁を構成する各種のサンゴを調べ、成長の早い種を選んで移植することにしました。移植できるようになるまでこの人工養育地でサンゴを育成しています。 そして育てたサンゴをセメントで貼り付けます。実験サイトに数千のサンゴが移植され、サンゴ礁の回復を促進しました。この技術は地元の若者たちにも教えられています。
මමත් ඉගෙන ගත්තයින් පස්සේ තමයි මේ ගැන ඇත්තටම ආදරයක් රැක් ගන්න ඕනේ කියලා හිතුනේ. ඒ වගේ මම ගොඩක් උත්සාහ කරනවා ගමේ අයත් මේ පැත්තට යොමු කරගන්න.
サンゴは徐々に回復しました。
Restoration, if it is going to have an effect, it has to be done in a wide scale. So our main target next is to spread into other reefs. Form restoration activities in different reefs and give them the training of how to carry these activities, and probably get into a situation where you exchange live coral material between the reefs, where diversity of those reefs can be rebuilt, and they give a better chance of corals surviving throughout the coast.
生態系や環境条件は地域で異なっても、アジアに残されたグリーンベルトの線に有事の報告が見られました。地域社会が関心を持ちさえすれば、グリーンベルトは保護できるという各地域からの共通のメッセージです。私たちはグリーンベルトを利用することによって持続的な生活を維持できるという数々の事例を見てきました。地域社会がグリーンベルトを自ら管理することが重要です。また、観光事業や海岸の開発支援をする人々もグリーンベルトの利点を認識する必要があるでしょう。